Good morning. Welcome to the DunnWisdom Morning Show. Happy Labor Day, everyone. This is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of DunnWisdom, and a candidate for Lauderhill City Commission seat number 2. Well, we have a special treat for you. As you know, this show is 100% dedicated to introducing you to community leaders as well as entrepreneurs who are getting it done. I believe that it's possible for us to learn the secret to success by watching other people. Getting to know them is an opportunity for us to get to know how they did it. And so today we're actually making DunnWisdom Morning Show history. We have, for the very first time, we're having a man on the show on a Monday. And I thought it was important because this particular guest is busy serving children and families throughout Broward County. He is the executive director for Community-Based Connections, which is out of Pompano Beach. And Mike Olbel is the executive director. Now, I thought it was important to have this conversation with him today because he's providing support to over 2,000 Broward families. He's 100% dedicated to helping our young people and the families they belong to. So help me to welcome our special guest, our historic guest this morning, Mr. Mike Olbel. Hey, Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for allowing me to make history a part of your morning show. So I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to serve this morning.
Thank you so much, Mike. Anyone who is dedicated to serving our young people the way you are, I think is a conversation that's worthy for us to have. Back up a little bit and tell me a little bit about your agency and your commitment to serving our youth.
So Community-Based Connection was founded by Brian C. Johnson, who's currently the vice mayor of the great city of West Park, and also the CEO of Minority Builders. Brian Johnson founded this organization on belief that that every children deserve to have available option to be expanded to them. And so when he created our mission to expand available option for helping children to be socially and academically successful despite the many challenges they face and regardless of the many negative influence around them, is because he grew up right down the street from my office right here in Sixth Trunk in Fort Lauderdale. And so he grew up down the street from our very office in the Green Apartments. And so he knew that when he made it out, went to Morehouse and came back, he wanted to be a difference maker. He wanted to be a change agent, but he also wanted policies to reflect that as well. And so when he founded Community-Based Connection on that belief of expanding available options that changes the odds, we knew then that it would be something great because it was about the community. Oftentimes, and there's no shade at anyone else, but oftentimes we find ourselves saying that we serve, but it becomes self-serving. And we wanted to be naturally rooted in community. We wanted to know that the people can just walk up to our office that really need the support. That's why we located our office right here in Sixth Trunk in Fort Lauderdale, which is 1021 Northwest 6th Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33311. And our phone number is 954-908-5245-91. And so we wanted to give a chance to really expand that option to our communities and be a difference maker. Oh, correction. My assistant just said something to me. 954-908-5249. Again, 954-908-5249 is the correct number. So many different numbers we have for extensions here.
No worries. We'll put it in the chat in a minute, right. But we are definitely a fan of Brian Johnson. I used to be the president of the Lauderhill Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we had the opportunity to work with him and Minority Builders on several different projects. So we are, it's great to know that he's a founding member of your organization. You guys are in the heart of Sixth Trunk, huh?
Yes, we are really in the heart of Sixth Trunk. We're not hard to find. We're right across the street. We actually in the Negro Chamber building, which is historic in itself, right? So we wanted to practice what we preach, that not only that we realize that our people are at a disparity, but we should be able to rent from each other. We should be able to support each other endeavors. And so we want to practice a philosophy that we very much have instilled in our own personal beliefs. And everyone that actually worked for community, that actually a team member at Community-Based Connection, is actually from the area, either serve here, either coach here, or volunteer here, or mentor here, is actually from the area in some shape and some capacity. And
I
so
love it.
that's we kind of credit our success to that. That we would take those who are raised here, those who are volunteering here, those who go to church here, because we know, right? We know we got to understand that if JoJo down the street, you need to get a hold of JoJo mother. You know, if you go to church on Sunday,
Yes.
you're gonna have your parent teacher meeting there. You're gonna you're gonna give her the support there, and everything else. And so it's been wonderful being able to serve as executive director of Community-Based Connection. When we think about our programs, like currently we serve the Sunland Park Academy. Actually, we have assisted them becoming an A school. Sharon Bailey have been a wonderful principal there, and district school board member Roslyn Osgood have helped us so much in this
Love
process.
Dr. Osgood.
Yeah, I actually got off a conference call with her this morning, talking about how we can better forward our community. But that's what we about at Community-Based Connection. It's actually in our name that it's about connecting the gaps, connecting, making the bridge so everyone can have a path to get over. And so when we look at that, when we look at how we really involve ourselves in community, so we at Sunland Park, which is a K-3 grade level elementary school, that was at one point on the verge of shutting down. And our funders, our funder, United Way of Broward County, shout out to Kathleen Cannon, the CEO.
Love her.
She's a good friend of mine. Her and Maria Hernandez, the VP of United Way, saw the need, saw the relationship that needed to be built, noticed that our children deserve the best. And we wanted to make sure that we not only save a school, but we save a community, because now the very school that was on the verge of shutting down is now become an A school, a thriving school.
I love it.
And so,
what was the strategy that you used to get that done, Mike?
Well,
what were some of the key success factors for that?
So I'm gonna tell you the first key of success in that is, number one, we realized that teachers was rushing to a second job, right? So in my conversation with Brian Johnson, Vice Mayor Brian Johnson, we realized that teachers was rushing to their second job. So that's one. Two, we realized that parents was not involved. They were dropping their kids off and just going away, right? Going back to work, so they could be providers, right? But then we identified that the resource that the school needed was not there. And so this was before Robert Runcie came in the picture. I want to be very clear. So we identified some real issues. So some stakeholders, United Way, Community-Based Connection, some other leaders got together and said, we need to solve this issue. And the first thing we did, though, we hired the teachers. Oftentimes organizations go out and hire,
tutors,
tutors and all. No, we wanted to hire the very people who the students see every day on the regular, because they already have that rapport with them. And so we actually have 13 teachers that have been contracted through our agency to be a part of this success mechanism that we have in place. And so once we did that, we also surrounded them. Thank you to our friend, the Children's Service Council. We also surrounded them a wraparound support with family strengthening. And then we realized fathers needed to be engaged. So thanks to our funder, the Jim Moran Foundation, we added a fatherhood component that served all of Broward County, with knowing that we can serve our fathers at Sunland Park Academy so they can be more involved. So what we provided was a wraparound service that every interest. So from education, when you think about community-based connection, I want you to think about two folds: education being one, and family strength being another. So our whole focus is that, one, if we empower our students, we make sure they're educationally sound, and two, if we strengthen the family, then we know ultimately that our kids could be on a verge of right success. Because when we talk about strength of family, we're not just talking about building a bond between the parents and the child, but we're talking about helping find employment opportunities. And so some of our community relationships help us to do that, place people in employment opportunities, help those who have undesirable background land employment opportunities as well. But most importantly, making sure that bond is there between that child, making sure that parent is involved in the school. So we support, we fund, and we sponsor, parent luncheons across the county and everything else, because we realize that if we're going to truly be the connection aspect of our name, that we must first realize that we're not always be the expert, that the expert may be the parent that's down the room, down the hall, that knows everyone from that community. They the
I
expert of
love it.
galvanizing people, right? So when you think about our community at its core, there's always that one person you go to that's like the mother of the community, right?
Yes,
And
yes, yes, that's true.
in Haiti, me being originally from Haiti, we would say "Munsa se mun lakai," and what that essentially means, that person is the mother. That person is the mother of the home, or father of the neighborhood. Those individuals in the community. And so we decide that our connection have to be more than just our agency reaching in the homes, because we specialize in in-home services. When we go in the home and work with families, oftentimes there's this bad practice, and I'm gonna call it bad because that's exactly what it is, that people should come to us. No, we got to be able to meet people where they're at. And so that's what makes us so.
Speak, Mike, speak.
We are meeting people where they're at, and as long as we continue to meet people where they're at, even if the church will meet people where they're at. See, everybody's not coming here to be saved. Some people want to be met where they're at, on the corner, right?
Right.
So in order to get that drug dealer off the street, you have to go meet him where he's at, on the corner. Because I remember when we first moved into this building, there was a gentleman who was on our block. Not sure what he was quite doing, but he was there every morning. And if you grew up like I grew up back in the day, that's not a good rep to have, being on the corner. We know what that comes with. So what we did, we started talking to him, started providing him with meals, and eventually enrolled in one of our fatherhood programs, support program, which is called ADAM, Awesome Men, Awesome Dads. Awesome Dad, Awesome Men, ADAM. And so that is our fatherhood mentoring that we have, really infused in the community, to know that fathers, you're not alone. We know you deal with child support. We know there's mothers that deal with child support. So we want to, as an agency, and I kind of excited to talk about all the different that makes us successful.
Well, let's.
We want to make sure that at the end of the day, we're providing a holistic approach for the community. Is essentially what I'm getting to.
Yeah, I love that. I want to get the audience members involved. So if you have a question for Mike, please do type it in the chat. We see that Lee is watching, and Lee says, powerful. I agree 100%. This idea of meeting people where they are, I think is and kind of leveraging the mothers and fathers of the neighborhood, that one person who knows everybody, right? I think that's a powerful strategy. Right. Indeed. So Mike, I want you to, I'm going to put it in the chat if you bear with me. I want you to give me the website address again, and I will type it in. What's the website for your agency if anybody would like to volunteer or donate?
Community-based-connections.com. Community based, BASED, connections with an S.com. Based connections.
All right, so I'm going to put that up right now. So if anyone is in need of services, or if you have the inclination to volunteer and or donate, that's the website address. And give me the phone number too, Mike.
954 908 5249.
5249. And that phone number is for anybody who would like to get some more information, or you use that as an intake number too, right? All right, perfect. So there is the phone number, you guys, if anybody would like to get action. We have a question right now from Lee. He wants to know, what is the structure of the ADAM group for fathers? All right, it looks like we are losing Mike there. He'll come back on in any second. But
I'm
while
sorry.
he
That
is,
seems to be
there we go. All right, Mike. All
yes.
right, did you see the question? Let's put that up again. So the question is, what is the structure of the Adam group for fathers?
I'm sorry. It seems to be a slight breakup in that. I'm going to assume
Can you hear me?
you asked what is the structure. So what the structure for fathers, Adam? I see the question on the screen. Do you want me to answer that
Yes, answer the question. Can you hear me?
question?
You know, okay, it looks like his internet connection is a little bit on the weak side. Mike is now frozen on the screen. So
Is that fathers meet on the weekends? Technology.
all right. So let me just go ahead. We're going to give him a minute to get the internet situation handled. Thank you for watching this morning, Miss Joy. Morning blessings to you as well. I hope you're having a really amazing Labor Day. All right, let's see what's up with Mike. Mike, can you hear us now? Mike?
You hear me?
Yes,
yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead. You can. Okay, go ahead. You can answer the question. So the question is, what is the structure of the Adam group for fathers?
So I'm gonna go out because I want to sure I don't miss any opportunities to share what the work we're doing. So the structure of the Adam program, the way it's, and we have allowed fathers and probably do it this way. I'm having all kind of technology problems this morning. We have allowed fathers to meet with us on a weekly basis, and during that weekly basis, we are taught, how to overcome challenges, and they're receiving family strengthening uh, practice and ideas. We use 24/7, which is an evidence program, evidence-based curriculum that allow us to really uh, go into homes with fathers and talk about the issues and social challenges that they may be facing. And so when we talk about in a huge uh, when we talk about that in itself, it really allow us to allow us to identify some of the biggest challenges that the fathers are facing. I would say the three biggest challenges is either child support, just an unhealthy relationship with the significant other, the mother of the child, or the father have been incarcerated a few times and don't have a path to get on to start making positive decisions. And so we help fathers in this capacity to really overcome that structure. And so fathers are also grouped up with mentors, other men who have been successful in their path uh, to bridge that gap along the way. And so that's have been part of the process of these fathers and childs and mothers being a complete family program that we need for our community.
I love it. I love it. Miss Joy is saying,
Yeah.
awesome program for fathers. Fantastic. Yeah, do you know what? I'm really grateful. I think that sometimes men are indeed left out. Fathers are sometimes left out when we talk about providing wraparound services for families. Are you getting a lot of men feeling responsive to the program? Do you have challenges getting people enrolled?
Do we have challenges? Sorry, do we have challenges getting?
Do you find that a lot of men are eager to
I didn't hear that last.
participate? Do you find that men are responsive to the program, that they're willing
Yes,
to
we
be
are
enrolled?
finding a lot of men. Right. So absolutely, we are finding men eager to participate, to be a part of the conversation, because they realize after, right? At first, it's just like, sometimes men can be prideful, like, well, I don't want to join this thing, and it's gonna, make me weak, or whatever the case may be.
Mm.
But in actuality,
Mhm.
it's really have been empowerment. And so once they identified this is really empowering ideal and our power structure, and it's to help them get over the hump, they changed that mentality, they changed that mindset. And so that have been the process for us to really go in again, us going to the home, which is one of our expertise, to work while the father and mother and the child are in the home, and really just showing them, hey, there's a way you can get past this process and be a successful father.
I love it. I love it.
Or co-parents maybe.
Yeah.
So we just don't have that. We also have our strengthening family, which is more so dedicated towards the mothers, and that have really taken off on its own, where mothers are finding all different types of support, same along lines as fathers. And again, is about us creating a wraparound service that really empowers front end and both the back.
I love it. Lee says, thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And thank you also for your response. So part of your business model sounds like A, going into the community and meeting people where they are. And then B, once you understand what the needs are, then you kind of wrap your arms around the entire family with love and support them one at a time. Is that right?
Yeah, it's our ideal, is our practice to really try to wrap around the whole family, because that would be the best way to solve many of the issues that families are facing. Rather they may just be the child. We realize that children are in disconnects with our parents, and that may be, they're going through the middle school age or they're going through the high school age. There's ages and stages. And so it's our job trying to help connect that bridge between the parent and the child. And so we've been successful in doing that in many ways. I mean, I'm happy to share that, even through when we used to provide diversion programs in the community, watching parents who say, look, my child used to make these bad or used to surround himself with influence, and now I see my child moving on in the right direction, making great decisions, positive decisions, and really getting himself involved in the community. And so that's the kind of results we like to hear. Even I would say we're so in tune with the community that recently, when COVID hit, we raised over $77,000 just to provide resources. I mean, and we're talking about rent support, we're talking about mortgage support, we're talking about food support, clothing support.
I love it.
It was just so many challenges we identified while parents and children trying to find their way in the midst of COVID. And so he was able to be there, step up, because thank you for our funders for us, and that, and it just may not be but those like Community Foundation who donate over $35,000, Jim Moran who donated over $40,000, and so many others who came along, private donation and everything else, who came along and supported us towards this cause. But it's not trusting us, but that our community is in community supporters and those who just donated $5 because they knew their $5 would end up in the right hand. And so that's where we really pride ourselves, that the community trusts us enough with their resources to make sure we disperse it properly across Broward County family.
I love it. I love it. So if you're watching the show right now and you are in need of support, it sounds to me like Michael's organization has resources available. The numbers on the bottom of your screen. Do reach out to them if you're in need of mortgage assistance, rent assistance, or any kind of assistance. You still have funding available to support families that are affected by COVID, right? Mike?
Definitely. We have been supporting. Yes, definitely. You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Yes, we have been families for some time, and since COVID hit, and so we have really been in just making sure every possible resource we have built a relationship with Publix to make sure that families can come and purchase their meals. I mean, we're just grateful to support everyone.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for joining us this morning, Mike.
That have came for 8 hours.
Yeah, we're having some communication challenges, but I think the bottom line is that if you are in Broward County and you are in need of support for your mortgage or your rent, or you're impacted by COVID-19 in any way, do reach out to Community-Based Connections. That's the website, and this is the phone number. We want to thank you so much for joining us this morning for the DunnWisdom Morning Show. I will be here again tomorrow morning, where we will continue our My Success Book Club segment. And so I want to remind you to be kind and loving to yourself today, because you absolutely deserve it. Be well and enjoy your Labor Day.